Ladies and gentlemen, Karma, Chameleon. Or should I say, Varma, Chameleon. Points come and go. Points come and go. Unlucky! Fuck you, Manchester City. The Reds are back on top of the league, and Everton are waving plastic flags around, doing their best Manchester City impression. How the hell are we, everybody? I am Craig. This is the Late Night Agenda, or the reaction show after Liverpool beat Southampton by 2-1. Loads to talk through. I've got a caller on the line I'll be going to in a second. Beforehand, I just want to say hello to everybody. How are you? Isn't VAR just a wonderful thing? Isn't it just beautiful? Do you remember all those people who said Liverpool are fucked when VAR comes in? Oh, you're absolutely screwed when VAR comes in. There'll be none of this Scouser nonsense when VAR comes in. Looks like we're absolutely sound. Handballs, though. Handballs are dodgy stuff, aren't they? Look, anyway, we're not here to talk about Manchester City and but we will just a little bit, because I am that petty. Yes, I am. How are we, everybody? As I said, I've got a caller on the line. I'm going to go in 1 second. I just want to say my hellos to everybody. Claire's in, the Revanite's in, Claire's in, Joshua's in, Farrell's in, everybody's in. Anthony Cronin's in, Peter Dalton's in. Who else we got in? Everybody. Ben Rafferty's in. Loads. Great to see you, everybody. I'm going to put my headphones on now because, as I said, I do have a guest on the line. I am joined by Connor Niblick. Connor, how are you, sir?
I am very good, thank you, mate. Pretty ecstatic from today's win, and especially VAR being the most brilliant thing to come into English football since I don't know what.
I'm not going to lie, mate. I practiced my intro about 7 times and still fucking started singing Karma Chameleon instead of VAR. That was an absolute accident. I'm not going to lie about it. I meant to say Varma, but look, these things happen when you go live. I only said to you earlier on, I've made so many fuck-ups, mate, but it's great to have you on. We've been chatting back and forth for a while. Those people that don't know you will probably not know that you were involved with Daz as well, and on the bench LFC. You were part of Daz's group, so we've kept in contact, and it's great to finally have you on, my friend.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me onto the show, and hey to everyone in the chat.
Yeah, everyone in the chat saying hello as well. It's weird. It's so funny because a lot of the time people spell Connor's name with 2 N's and he goes mad about it. And now that they've got so used to writing Connor Crosby's name, they're spelling your name with 1 N and you actually spell yours with 2. Mad how life works, isn't it? These small little things.
Like the amount of times my name has been spelled wrong is crazy. And I bet the other Connor just wants to like smack the people across the head when they spell the name wrong.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, let's get to today's game, buddy. I want to get your thoughts on team selection at first. So it was always going to be difficult for Jurgen Klopp to put out a fresh 11 after our exploits over in Istanbul in midweek. What were your thoughts when you seen today's team sheet?
I thought it was a pretty aggressive team. Straight away, I was surprised to see the front 3 starting after most of them played in most of the Super Cup. I think that the introduction to Ox in midfield was a brilliant move by Klopp. He didn't look good on the wing in midweek. But yeah, like the whole structure and the partnership between Matip and Van Dijk, this team is, you could probably put anyone in the starting 11 and it would be good. But yeah, I was surprised. I thought Shaqiri would have got in the lineup today, in my opinion anyway.
I think there's something up there. I honestly think there's something up there, mate. I've seen some murmurings that he's unhappy about game time and could potentially look to force through a move before this window closes. Now, that is just conjecture and just, transfer talk at this moment in time. But like you, yes, I had a chat with Jace Roberts on Twitter and we were going back and forth trying to figure out a team. And like you, I had Shaqiri in mind because it would have made complete sense for fresh legs.
It's one of these things, isn't it, where I don't think he's played any minutes, I don't think, so far. So he should have realistically started today, but, there's still plenty more games for the season, at least.
Looking at how the game started, I was actually quite surprised. I thought for the first 10 or 15 minutes we were the dominant force, but then errors started to creep in, some sloppiness in defence, and we seemed to allow Southampton back into the game.
Yeah, like you said, first 15 minutes, I think we looked the dominant side. A few good balls there and then. But then after that, the first half was just all Southampton. They were just piling on the pressure, very good attacks from them. But then I think our defence and Adrian deserves a lot of credit for withholding the amount of attack that Southampton brought on the defence.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get on to Adrian's fuck up later on, and he will be rightly slated for it. But as you touched on there, in the first half, I remember one incident from the corner. Was it from, what's the guy's name? Centre back, Southampton. What's his fucking name?
Oh, Yoshida?
Yeah, Yoshida. He made a really good save from Yoshida, from almost point blank range that kept us in the game. And we were also fortunate that Shea Adams missed a pretty good opportunity with a header as well. But yeah, first half we did hang on a little bit.
Yeah, it was one of those games, wasn't it, where if I think we conceded, our heads might have gone down, then it might have been a different game, but we didn't. And like you said, that save from Adrian was world class. I think that's as simple as that.
What good teams often do, though, Connor, is they punish teams right on the stroke of half time when it hurts, when you can go into that dressing room. And one gentleman stood up right before half time and showed us why he is one of the greatest forwards in the world and a man that is full of confidence. I mean, what was your take on Sadio's goal?
I think it proves yet again that he is a world class forward. Like, he is getting better and better and better game by game, and it's a worrying thing for other teams how good he's getting. Because now I know some people rate him above Mo Salah, so maybe can he get now to that 30 goal mark, or even get, say, 20 goals and 10 assists this season, because his assists were down a lot last season than they had been in previous seasons. But
yeah, where do you stand on this conversation point about people saying that they don't pass to each other enough, that they're both greedy? From my point of view, I think they're forwards. They should be damn well greedy.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're both goal scorers. Like, you think about it, the one season we were relying on Mo Salah's goals, and then the season before that we were relying on Sadio Mane's goals. They're both goal scorers. I think they do look for each other, but, you know, like you said, they are both centre forwards. They do want to get the ball and just strike in the top corner.
There was chances all around today, and as I said, we went in at half-time at 1-0 up, came out in the second half, played some better stuff, I thought. Probably could have gone a couple more ahead, or I'm just thinking through here. Salah missed a good opportunity one-on-one, which was really the type of opportunity he usually gobbles up. I'm not sure if you remember the one I'm talking about. Came in down the right-hand side, went in one-on-one with the keeper, and just a good save from Young Gun with his legs, who actually I thought had a very good game, the Southampton goalkeeper.
Yeah, the goalkeeper kept them in the game for the biggest part. I thought the second half, I thought it was like the Chelsea game, the midweek. I thought like we were leaps and bounds better all over the pitch in the second half, and that might be an occurrence for the season, in my opinion. I think that maybe first half, like today, we started the first 15 minutes lightning quick, but then maybe we're reserving the energy for the second half and punishing teams where there are chances. And unlucky for Mo, the goalkeeper did save the one-on-one.
The chances kept coming, though. I'm thinking through of another brilliant move on the left-hand side. Sadio Mane played it into Bobby Firmino, who opened up his body, did everything right, Connor, but just couldn't pick out the far post.
Yeah, that one was placed on it literally a serving for Bobby Firmino from, I think it was Sadio Mane. And, you know, that link-up play between Mane and Firmino that could be our partnership for up front, even though, yes, Mo Salah is there and the front three are perfect. But, yeah, those two linking up together could be a thing for the season.
Yes, I don't know what it is about Firmino, but he is on the right wavelength with both his forward partners, with Sadio and with Salah. The second goal, when it finally did come, Connor, was, again, wonderful work by Bobby Firmino.
Yeah, like the closing down from, I think Mane it was, and then just the work then from Bobby Firmino by like just slotting the ball in the bottom corner, and then the cheeky celebration that Bobby always does. Like he if you took him out the Liverpool team, that would be the massive gap. Bobby Firmino so far this season is showing why he is the best centre forward / false nine in world football, in my opinion.
He's so damn important to our system. Everything goes through Bobby. He starts the press, he defends from the front, he makes intelligent runs that allow Sadio and Mo to do what they do. And there was one more moment before we got on to Adrian. There was one more moment in that game that was just absolutely sublime. And I'm trying to think if it was Genie or Matip, but somebody played a ball through. Sadio Mane backheeled it into the path of Andy Robertson, and he hit an absolute pile driver and was so unlucky. Another good smart save from Gunn down to his bottom right hand side. Denied Andy Robertson what would have been probably a deserved goal.
Yeah, I think...
Did I just say Robinson, by the way? Sorry, Robertson.
Yeah, I think Andy Robert deserved a goal. Like, his performance today was superb. I think that he needs to add goals to his game, and I think that's one thing he could add to. But to be fair, it was a solid save by the keeper, and if he could have scored, then it would have topped up a good game for him.
Now, on the, I hate to even talk about it, but on the Adrian incident, the one that of course led to Danny Ings' goal, I've heard a couple of different things on this. So the ball was played back to him. A couple of people on Twitter pointed out to me, pay attention to Joe Matip when the ball was played back to him. And Joe Matip was kind of instructing Adrian on what to do. I don't know what he was saying, obviously, but for me, looking at it, and I've watched the clip back a few times, the obvious and the safe ball was out wide to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I will never understand what on earth Adrian was trying to do.
It's just one of those things, and after a superb week of him becoming a new hero at Liverpool, he then ends up doing an Alisson mistake. I think Klopp said it in his press conference. I think he said he thought that he could play as good as Alisson and make the same mistakes as Alisson. So that's maybe one thing that he might do. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, I don't know what Matip was saying to him, and we probably will never know what he said. But yeah, the clear and obvious ball was to just pass out to Trent and then just work from there.
He had a warning as well in the first half. He was closed down. He just looked, Connor, too lackadaisical for me, mate, at times in possession. And just do the simple thing or go long, one or the other. But he got his warning in the first half. He didn't heed it. And look, if anybody was to score against us, and we never do want to, I mean, you know, I'm happy for Danny Ings that he got a goal today, but obviously I'd have preferred Southampton didn't score. I don't know. It's easy. We can brush this aside now. It didn't affect the result. We move on. What are your thoughts, mate, going ahead for the rest of the season, and a little look ahead to the Arsenal game next week? What are you expecting there?
You know, in past years we've dominated Arsenal, and you know, Arsenal have signed Nicolas, Pepe, and they're meant to be the next big team. Well, that ain't gonna happen, is it? I reckon we'll end up thrashing them 5-1. That's my prediction for the Arsenal game next week, and for the rest of the season. You know, a Premier League and Champions League double sounds nice.
Sounds pretty damn sexy, mate. I'm not going to lie. Before I let you go, Connor, and thank you for taking the time to call in, buddy. You've started your own channel recently as well, and I love to give people a bit of promo when they come on. Let people know about where they can find you. Let people know about what you're going to be doing, buddy. And most importantly, just let people know there's another great Liverpool channel out there.
So we are called the Cop Council. You can search it up on YouTube and we will pop up, hopefully. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. And Twitter we're called at the Cop Council, and on Instagram we are at, well, the Cop Council yet again.
Perfect. I love when you're able to get your name or something really close to your name like that. When we were searching for Anfield Agenda, I was so pleasantly surprised that somebody used to have that name on Twitter but gave it up. And I was like, yes, we'll have that one. Thank you very much. So yeah, the Cop Council, ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear, at the Cop Council on Twitter, is it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Same on Instagram, and search the Cop Council on YouTube as well. What have you got coming up, mate? I know you said you had a bit of an issue yesterday. You planned on recording a pod, but as life always does, a spanner was thrown in the works.
Yeah, so unfortunately it was a little bit of a power cut out in Wales. So please, like, I live in a farm. So yeah, please don't think of that. Joking. Yeah, so we have kind of the channel, latest updates, podcasts talking about all things LFC news, topics. Our recent podcast was talking about, is Oxlade-Chamberlain the key for Liverpool this season? Yeah, and plenty more stuff to do with Liverpool Football Club.
I am going to try my best. You were kind enough to invite me onto a pod. I will try my best to get on there soon, mate. And for everybody else listening, don't forget, do check out Connor's channel. I love bigging up other Liverpool channels. And Connor, look, mate, I will no doubt have you on throughout the season as well. More phone-ins to come. Thank you so much for taking the time, buddy, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to come on to the channel.
Always a pleasure, mate. Have a lovely weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is just you and I. Let me just turn off these headphones. You know what I mean? Save the battery, save the world, save the environment. I'm doing my best here. How are we, everybody? Right. Let me just close that down. Arsenal were really good today, though, said Rabadam. Were they? I watched the game, mate. I thought Burnley put it up to them at times. Look, they got the result, much like us. That's all it was about for Arsenal today, is getting the result, and they got the result, and they will improve as the season goes on. Look, ladies and gents, I know when I talk to people, when I take calls, I don't really get into your comments. I'm going to jump straight back into them now. Paul said, great point blank save from the header, though. Oh, man, it was brilliant, Paul. Absolutely brilliant. Adrian save in the first half from that header, as I said. I think it was from Yoshida. Yes, absolutely game-saving header. Brian Morrissey said, that's what Adrian is. World class 1 minute, then all over the place the next. He's inconsistent. That's the difference between him and the top keepers. That's why he was available. Fair shout that. But you know who else is like that? Hugo Lloris, Brian. I mean, I look at him sometimes and I think, wow, that dude has everything. And then I look at him other times and go, clueless. Absolutely clueless. It's madness. How many mistakes have cost us a goal has Adrian made? How many mistakes that have cost a goal has Adrian made? I don't know, Dara. I'm just glad when these mistakes are made that they're mistakes that don't cost us points. And look, I lost my damn mind during that stream. I'm not going to lie. Lost my mind when Adrian did that because it put unnecessary pressure back onto us. But we got the job done, and that's all that counts today. Danny's also from Wales as well. How are you, sir? Get it out before Arsenal. We can't make defensive mistakes like we did today. You're correct, mate. Is a Ishadia. I hope I pronounced that one correct. Arsenal were good. Going to be tough next week. I don't know. It's Arsenal. Honestly, I feel like we're going to batter Arsenal next week. I've no concerns personally going in. Maybe it's just because it's muscle memory. I don't know, but I've no concerns, ladies and gents, going into that Arsenal game. I'm actually buzzing. Really looking forward to it. Does anybody know, as things stand? Now I know this game's to come tomorrow, but does anybody know who's top of the league right now? I'm not sure. Can anybody let me know who's top of the league? Who won the Super Cup? And who's the reigning European champions? Here's one that'll give you a laugh. I was listening to the PA announcer for the Manchester City game earlier on before they were announcing the team on. He's like, welcome your Premier League champions, blah, blah, blah. And the best team in the world. What? Hang on. What? The best team where now? The who wearing the white what's? Who's the Champions League? European Super Cup winners? Probably going to go on and win the World Club Championship as well. Manchester City. Did I miss something? Best team in England, win the league, win the treble. No, can't argue about that. Best team of the world though? Really? Don't you have to win the Champions League to even be considered in that conversation, Manchester City? At any point in your history whatsoever? No. Shame that. It's a damn shame. I want to draw your attention to a wonderful tweet from Mark Olbridge, which made me laugh earlier on. It's not very often I call out other people's tweets on stream, but this really fucking made me laugh, so I've got to call it out. He said, serves Manchester City right. If they weren't an artificial club with oil money, they'd be in League One where they belong, with no VAR, and that goal would have stood. Good shout, Mark. Good shout. If they were in League One, mate, there would have been no VAR, and they would have been celebrating a 3-2 victory over, I don't know, some team from League One. Mossy Kyo, how are you, buddy? I know, I'm a little bit bitchy tonight, aren't I? But it's allowed. And this will come back to bite us in the ass over and over again. I've no doubt. There'll be issues during this season where Liverpool get fucked over by VAR, and it'll be our turn then. But right now, it isn't our turn. Right now, we're going to sit here and glow. It's a bit early, Craig. I know, but I'm taking everything. I'm taking it all, gaming guy. I'm taking every positive that could possibly be taken out. Yeah, we're top of the league. It is only 2 games. You're right. It's pretty meaningless at the minute. But what is important is that we have played 2 and won 2. That's important. We couldn't have fallen behind Manchester City this early in the season. It would have given us a massive headache. And look, we've a 2-point cushion over them. It means nothing. It's 2 points, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it, really? That's all this is. Joanne, whoop, whoop. It's Liverpool top of the league. Manchester City, empty seats again, said Stephen Richards. I'm not going to lie. Every time I see them, I am looking around in the stands going, how many is there? How many empty seats is there? Anthony said they had loads of empty seats. I just saw your first 2 minutes of the stream. You're so funny, said Sefty Joe. I actually fucked it up. I meant to start the stream by saying Varma. Sat down, thought about it for ages, and still came on and made a mess of it. So such is life, I'm afraid. Sterling's going to get a lot of goals this season, said Paul B. Yes, he will, mate. He is definitely improving, and he's getting better and better. And he took his goal very well, to be fair to Sterling. Bitchy holding, said Stephen Richards. Yeah. It is. It's part of the fun though, isn't it, Stephen? Looking forward to the Arsenal games, the time crisis. Yeah, they're always good, entertaining, open games of football, and it should be a game with two teams set up to attack, go at each other. I think we'll win. I do. I'm not going to lie. I think we'll get 3 points against Arsenal. Am I doing the late night agenda tonight? Scotty, mate, it is the late night agenda basically, mate. I started at 9 o'clock. This is the stream. I'll go through till about 10:30, buddy. Seahawk said, Adrian is not Alisson, and our defender should remember that when dealing or feeding him the ball back. Can't wait to see our number one keeper between the sticks. To be fair, Seahawk, it was a really simple back pass for him to deal with. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're Adrian, Mignolet, Alisson, Quivin, Kelleher, me. It was a straightforward back pass, and he had loads of time to deal with it. He just fucked it up. But it is what it is. We move on. Rich said De Bruyne was on fire today. He makes it look effortless at times, doesn't he, Rich? He is a quality footballer, Kevin De Bruyne. He just glides around the pitch, pulling strings left, right and centre. And Manchester City had so many opportunities, like 28 strikes today on goal, something like that. Marvin said, har, var. Love it, mate. Mossy Kyo reckons Matip's a bit clumsy. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he's great. Aerially, he made a couple of fuck-ups today. But nobody's going to be perfect all the time. And as I said when the stream started earlier on, I didn't really mind about the performance today. I just wanted us to get the 3 points because that's all it's about. After coming back from Istanbul on Wednesday, after winning the Super Cup, after the 120 minutes, the extra time, penalties, everything that would have went into that physically and psychologically, for Klopp to be able to get the guys up for that today, it was great management, and fair play to Klopp for doing it. I think he said something like, this was a banana skin everybody had down, and the headlines were already written waiting for us to slip up today or to fuck up today, and we didn't. We went out and we got the 3 points, and that is winning mentality, and that's what Jurgen Klopp has instilled in this team, and you can see it in them. As Connor said earlier on when we spoke at the start of the stream, they have gears. Second half, Liverpool can up it and build the pressure, and I think Connor nailed it when he said that. It is something that will happen. We will wear teams down, grind them down. He's in the chat there now. My pleasure, mate. It was great to have you on, Connor. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on, buddy. Why is Degsy Lovren not playing? Asked Casper Hansen. There was, as you know, Casper, there was a lot of talk about a move to Roma. As things stand, that move seems to be off. Apparently, Roma wanted a loan with an option to buy at the end of it, and Liverpool were only interested in a permanent deal if they were to sell him, and I don't think they really wanted to sell him, but if Lovren wanted to move on and the right money came in, which seemed to be around €20 million, the club would have entertained it, but they've no interest in a loan deal by the looks of things. But you never know, there's still time to go on the window, so keep an eye on it. That's all I'm going to say. I've no idea what will happen one way or the other. I hope he stays because I don't want us to be left short. Did you see Ajur's bicycle kick last minute against Barca? Yeah, it was great. It was a really good goal to screw Barca over on their opening game of the season. It was a very good goal, to be fair. Fantastic results at Craig Weston. Guardiola mouthing off about Adrian off his line on Wednesday. Yeah, we're in his head already. For anyone who doesn't know what Ant is talking about, Guardiola's post-match interview, we did have a little about Adrian, about the handball against Chelsea incident. This is the man who was screaming about how much VAR was great last season and how we respect VAR and how, you know, it's right for the game. And I've seen Gary Lineker having a go about the handball rule. Look, the rule is the fucking rule at the end of the day. The rule is the rule. I think, was it harsh? Yes, absolutely. But it is the rule. If any goal comes from an unintentional handball, it's ruled out. It is the rule. It's there in black and white. I absolutely understand. If I'm a Man City fan, I'm furious. Just like I was when that ridiculous penalty was given when Tammy Abraham dived against Liverpool in the Super Cup. if I'm a City fan today, I'm feeling it as well. I'm feeling the fume about VAR. But I don't care. I don't care because we won the Super Cup and they dropped points today, so all good. Hog said, Craig, please sing. My wife begs me not to sing when I go on stream. She goes, you can't sing, Craig. Stop it. I know I can't sing, but that's part of the fun. Rob Shepherd said, Craig, people saying we were poor today, not as good this season. We played 120 minutes on Wednesday and are still top of the league. Exactly, Rob, mate. It's just about putting the points in the bag, isn't it? And at this point of the season, we now have a full week before the Arsenal game, which is great. Klopp will let the lads have a rest period, get some time off, reintroduce them back in, get ready to go for next week, and we should have, hopefully, a full complement of players. Now, I want to move on, have a chat around Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, if I could please, ladies and gents, for a few minutes. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain didn't have his greatest game against Chelsea during the week, I think that's fair to say, but when he was switched back into his more central role today, I thought we'd seen a completely different Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I thought we'd seen a player who did exactly what we wanted him to do, drove at the opposition's team, got much more involved in the game. He's still picking up match rhythm, but all in all, I thought that was a very promising display today from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and I'm really looking forward to having this guy back this season and the impact that he's going to have. I want to know your thoughts though. What were your thoughts on Chambo today? And who was your man of the match? I never thought of asking everybody earlier on. Pour some sugar on me. You won't believe this, Joanne, but my wife actually went to the shop earlier on, and one of the things she came back was sugar. She got was sugar, and of course I sang that when she came into the sitting room because that's what one does. What day is the Arsenal game? Saturday. I think it's a 5:30 kickoff next Saturday, Adam, if my memory serves me correct. Let me just check. I'm almost 99.99% certain that it's a 5:30 kickoff next Saturday, but we know what my memory's like, so yeah, 5:30 kickoff next Saturday. So of course we'll be doing a watch along of that one as well. Clive Bromley, how are you, sir? Said good evening, Craig from Wigan. Great to have you with us. Ladies and gents, if you're enjoying today's stream, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're like me and you're checking your FPL scores and stuff like that as well, what I also was checking was my Football Index portfolio, I think is the correct word. If you're thinking of signing up for Football Index, ladies and gents, don't forget there is a sign up link in the description below and also a code for signing up, which is AA, Anfield Agenda. AA is the code. Remember, when the fun stops, stop. It is a gambling product, and we will talk about it more during our segment on Football Index during the week, but I did have a sneaky little check of my Football Index and I did make a few quid today, so happy about that. I still haven't done, actually, somebody recommended me to invest in Kai Havertz and I still haven't done that, and I'm only just reminding myself about that now. I've got to get my finger out of my ass and go and do that. What else we got? Oxlade-Chamberlain is better today but still needs to get involved more. He was quiet, said Paul. What's your preferred midfield trio for Liverpool? Asked Mackenzie Milner. I don't really have one, mate. It completely depends on who we're playing. Yeah, it depends on who we're playing. I don't like a midfield that has Henderson, Milner and Gini in it together. Gotta be honest. I don't like that midfield. Any midfield for me is going to have Fabinho in it, one box-to-box midfielder, and then a Keita or an Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's pretty much where I'd go with it. They're not Man City fans. They're Man City plastic fans, said Sefty Joe. Paul Turner said, yep, they put their front three week in a week out. Sleepless nights for them. Fuck them. Fuck them, mate. Craig, you're beautiful, bald man. We love you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And somebody noticed earlier on that I did shave the head before this stream. Somebody said to me that it was looking very shiny. I appreciate you noticing. Why start the stream 30 minutes early? I can't win. I just cannot win, Casper, sometimes, mate. The reason I did it was because we usually do our show and then we do a post-match show, and there would have been no late night agenda tonight. But what I thought I'd do, Casper, was do our watch along for the stream, then let everybody go and enjoy the Manchester City against Spurs game, and then come on at 9 o'clock and do our reaction show, which is what we're doing. So that's the reason behind it. But I don't have to explain myself, mate. It is our channel and we can do whatever the fuck we like. I know you're only messing on, mate, and I'm only messing back to you. Yeah, no, that's the reason why. That's why we did it. I hope he smack Arsenal. AFTV have been chatting so much shit. That's what they do, Louis. You know I'm not a fan. Again, don't want to go into it in detail, but you know my thoughts. Stephen Booker said Kai Havertz will be a top signing. I could see him doing a Firmino role. Yeah, he'd be great. He would. He's a very good player. Hendo on his day, Fabinho and Oxlade-Chamberlain is Nea 1 is their preferred midfield. Ibrahim said, we need to keep Oxlade-Chamberlain in the lineup. He's creative and he's fast. He'll be perfect against Arsenal. Yeah, and he'll have something to prove as well against Arsenal. He will be up for that game 100%. I absolutely expect to see him in the lineup against Arsenal. With Fabinho and probably Henderson, if I'm being honest. That will probably be the three I go with there. And the front three, of course, the front three. Don't change that. Oxlade-Chamberlain's improving every game, but it'll take a few more matches before he's rampaging again, said Bernadette Farrell. Yeah, spot on. It is going to take time for him to get back into a rhythm, and we can't expect too much of him too soon. But it was great to see him play a bit better in his more familiar role today. What's your lineup and prediction for the Arsenal game next week? Wow, you're getting in early, Josh. But you know what, mate? Why not? Let's go with it. Adrian in goal, obviously, if we haven't got Alisson back. Trent at right back. This is where it gets difficult. Probably going to go with Gomez alongside Van Dijk because of his pace. So I'd probably go with Gomez alongside Van Dijk. Robertson at left back. Fabinho, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then the front three. You don't change the front three if the front three are fit, mate, because they're the front three. Thoughts on Mane being our best player, said the Irish Beard. He's on fire. I said that a while ago, coming into the season. I'm expecting big things from Sadio this season. He is just taking chances, and Mo is getting himself into great positions, and Mo is playing really well. I'm actually very impressed with Mo's retention of the ball as well, and his upper body strength, and his hold-up play, and he's doing a lot of things right. He's just missing a few opportunities, but he'll come good. And with Firmino and Salah or Mane around him, it must be a nightmare. An absolute nightmare for defenders to deal with our front three. Pat Moynihan said, Craig, best moment today, saying going through Adrian's head, basically blankety blank moment. It's mate. It's good to be able to look back at this after winning and be able to go, whew. But at the time, I'm not going to lie, I was fuming, pal. Connor said, scoring prediction against Arsenal, 4-1. 4-1 for me is my prediction. I actually got today's prediction right, and I don't know how many I'm after getting right lately. I should really start putting a fiver on that. Yeah, I've got a few predictions right lately with regards to scores. Complete flukes, obviously. Liverpool won't win the league this season, said Tyrone Williams. It's alright, mate. Do you need a hug, Tyrone? Do you need a hug? I can give you... Look, come on, mate. I can give you a hug. It's alright, Tyrone. It's not your fault, mate. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, Tyrone. You let us worry about winning the league, pal. You let Liverpool worry about it. We're all good, my friend. Firmino needs... What's this? Firmino needs on more thing, and that's pace. One more thing, and that's pace. Firmino needs nothing, Prez. Firmino is a machine, mate. He is, my God, the altar that I worship at. I absolutely adore Firmino. He has everything for the position that he plays. Everything. He plays for the centre in our team. The pace is what is needed more in the wide area, so I'm sound. I won't have even a semi-negative said against Roberto Firmino and those beautiful white teeth of his. Domestic Butler's in the house, how are you? I know things are so busy for you, mate, work-wise with being peak season. Great to see you in. Roberto's in as well, how are you, sir? Liz is in. Imagine if we'd drawn and City dropped points. I know, it would have been a kick in the nuts, Casper, wouldn't it? But thankfully, mate, we won and VAR won. And we all won. You love to see it, don't you? You love to see it, pal. Yeah, look, it is very early in the season, but any drop points are important, especially when teams like Manchester City drop them at home. Dropping points at home. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that result coming today. I actually expected Manchester City to wipe the floor with Spurs. Stevie Richards has gone 5-0 against Arsenal. Domestic Butler went 2-1 as well. Well in, Carl. Nice one. It's a shame Bobby missed that sitter because he would have ended a great move. Oh, Paul, it would have been... It was unbelievable, wasn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. And another one that was such a shame, as I said when I was talking to Connor earlier on, was Robbo's chance. It was a beautiful back heel again from Sadio. And then Robbo, he connected perfectly with it. It was a very good save from Young Gun and goal. Firmino needs an interview with Craig. It would just be me stuttering like a fool, Herb going, oh, love you, Bobby. And I'd probably just end up singing Si Senor or something at him. Good film, Good Will Hunting, I believe. You are spot on, Dara. You got the reference, mate. Well in. Yes, it was indeed from Good Will Hunting. I knew you would though, buddy. Well in. Rob Shepherd said, it's so frustrating seeing City and win all them games back the end of last season. We needed one slip up and didn't get it. Then today, they slip up. Do you know what, Rob? We could look back, mate, and we could torture ourselves, buddy, over it. But let's look positive. Let's look ahead and be positive. When Company scored that goal against Leicester, and we were 3-0 down on aggregate to Barcelona, let's be frank about this, there wasn't many of us that really thought we'd be lifting the Champions League. So it ended up last season, finished quite well. Super Cup in the bag as well at the start of this season. A couple of points up on City as things stand. I'll take it, mate. I'll take it. It's going to be a long season. There's going to be peaks and troughs, ups and downs. We're going to have our VAR heartbreak moments as well. It is coming, and I'm going to look like a fool on many a stream celebrating goals that was ruled out, but you just got to do it. I'm refusing to be in a position where I don't celebrate, really. I don't want that to happen. I'd rather celebrate and look like a fool than have to hold back. It's just not natural to me, so I'm just going to go ahead and celebrate and wait and see what happens. If I look like a fool at times, hey, then so be it. Robbo's would have been goal of the season, said Dodge 60 or 76. Mate, it was unbelievable, wasn't it? Robbo was getting into great positions as well. He will get a couple of goals this season, I think. Tyrone Williams said, the only thing I like about Liverpool is the ladies. Mate, we don't give a fuck. I'm sure you've got no game anyway. I'm sure you can like the ladies all you want, pal, but everybody, all Scousers are fucking great, mate. Just really lovely people. Yeah, they are. They're great people. Look, we're only bantering here with you, Tyrone, mate. Yes, ladies in Liverpool, fantastic people. Very intelligent, as you said as well, mate. Yeah, just a good bunch, the old Scousers, aren't they? Lacazette or Aubameyang? Aubameyang's probably in better form. If I had to buy one of them for Liverpool, I probably would have gone with Lacazette. But Aubameyang is on fire. His goal today for Arsenal was sensational as well. Does Firmino have a twin brother and used his brother last year because we weren't at his best? Look, peaks and troughs, buddy. Having him back fully firing this season will do. There's no point looking backwards at what was last year or what wasn't last year. We are where we are now. European champions, Super Cup champions, World Club Championship to come. Top of the Premier League, albeit if United get a good result tomorrow, they can overtake us on goal difference, but I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? I'll take 6 points from 6 so far. Stephen Richard said, when it's our time, and it's our time. If I had to sell... No, I'm not getting into this if I had to sell any, mate. I'm sorry, Mull. I'm just not getting into it. Why would I worry about having to sell them? I want to buy everybody. Why aren't we? I want Mbappe, I want Sancho, I want Werner, I want everybody. I want Liverpool to sign an £8 billion kit deal with Nike, and I want us to just go out there and reverse trucks full of cash up to football clubs and go, how much do you want, mate? Put the conveyor belt down, we'll empty this shit. Oh, is this spot good enough? Here, grand, here comes the truck. Beep, 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 beep. That's what I want to see. Not who are we going to sell or who would I sell. It's a time to celebrate. It's a time to be positive, not to say who would we sell. It's just, let's be happy, mate. You celebrate, Craig. Exactly. Celebrate. Why not? Imagine the boobs. Imagine you get the boobs out then VAR. It'll probably happen. Cape Town Muslim. I can see it happening at some point. And I'm still sitting here going, huh? Oh, goal ruled out. It's gonna happen. I believe, yeah, that's gonna happen. What's this? Anne said, Craig, give the Bobby and Hugh a score. Oh mate, my voice is fucked. Too much shouting and screaming today. The Irish are a good bunch too, said Paul B. We have our moments, mate. We have our moments. Press Salah reckons Lacazette, he's a better finisher. Thoughts on Mings, mate, future boy. As in Tyrone Mings of Aston Villa, Shankly, is that what we're talking about? Honestly, I haven't watched much of him to give you an opinion on him. Sorry, haven't seen much of him yet this season, mate. If that's who you're talking about. Lee said thoughts on Pookie. Hat-trick. I watched the goals back on Sky Sports app. They have a thing where you can watch all the Premier League goals. And yeah, Timo Puki's first goal today was, oh my goodness, it was just amazing. It was such a sweet strike on the volley. And he is a forward, isn't he? Even a second one through the legs of the defender to give the keeper no chance. He is... there There was questions asked, will Timo Pukki be able to take his form from the Championship into the Premier League? And well, so far, yes. 2 games in, 4 goals scored. Timo Pukki's on fire. And it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on this season, but he's looking good, mate. And as we said when Norwich played us, don't underestimate them. They're a decent side that play good football. And people were slagging us off a little bit because Norwich created chances. Well, they're going to keep creating chances because they're a decent side. You wrongly banned me earlier, Craig. I didn't ban anybody earlier, mate. I didn't ban jack shit. I didn't ban a single fucking person on that stream earlier on. So I'll accept your apology because I didn't ban anybody. One of our mods might have banned you, but I certainly didn't ban you. I did tell somebody to ban you, and then I said to unban you because I realised your mistake. So if that's what you're talking about, fair enough. But anyway, you're back with us, Ordinary Joe, and it's great to have you, pal. Good news, Wilson scored his first Premier League goal today, said Gary. I've seen it, mate. Bit of a deflection, if I'm being honest, Gary, but he'll take it. And it was his first goal, and it was a win for Bournemouth today. And I seen a congratulatory post from Harry Wilson celebrating his first one. Shout to Paul and Monica, love your stream, said Paul Curdle. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate the super chat, really appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much, sir. And to Monica as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Craig, you can watch every Premier League goal on YouTube. Yeah, but it's much easier to have my phone in my hand, Prez, and just watch it on the Sky app. Because I'm never on YouTube, buddy. When I'm not streaming, I don't really have time to be watching stuff. And sometimes I just pick the app up when I'm writing me notes for streams or something and just watch it back. But yeah, I know we all do things in our own unique, different little ways. Pukki's 4 goals and is a top scorer. That's weird. It is, but it's fun to say Timo Pukki because it's a great name, isn't it? Leave him alone, you're a natural. Ain't you, Tyrone? I get the snatch reference, Stephen. I get it, mate. Well in, pal. What do you think about the Ryan Kent situation? What is the situation with Ryan Kent? I read you guys out a really strange thing the other day that apparently he threw a Bible verse back at somebody in the club. The situation with Ryan Kent seems to be quite clear. Liverpool will sell him if they get the money that they want. If they don't, he'll stay at the club. They don't want to loan him out again. I don't believe that Ryan Kent wants to be loaned out again. I think he wants to have a settled career, and I can understand that. I can understand the club's perspective. I can understand Ryan Kent's perspective on it as well. They didn't get the money that they wanted. Nobody put the money on the table. He's a Liverpool player, and that's how things are at the moment. If the right offer comes in, I'm sure the club will reevaluate it. But as things stand, he's a Liverpool player. Rabadam said, let's get Modric from Madrid in January. Old, but still. I don't want them, mate. Honestly, wonderful footballer. Absolutely fantastic footballer, but far too old. Picked up a red card as well today, I think, in Madrid's. I think they won, but yeah, I'm sure he got a red card. I'd also seen him linked. Excuse me. I'd seen him linked with a move to Italy somewhere. Am I wrong with that, Rabadam? Or I'm sure I've seen him linked to Italy. I don't know where, but I'm sure I did. But look, Luka Modric is an amazing footballer. I just think, what's the point in getting in somebody at that age right now? Yeah, it's just my opinion though. But look, I'm not going to knock him as a footballer. He's an outstanding player. Moulton, on a more positive note, how do you think we'll do in the Champions League this year? Very good. I think we're set up. I've said it before. We're set up to do well in Europe. I mean, we may stumble through the group stages. It depends who we get. But when it comes to two-leg knockout football, it's going to take a damn good team to put Liverpool out of the Champions League, because having the Anfield factor, having that muscle memory of gone so far 2 years back to back, winning it last year, teams are going to fear Liverpool and teams are going to fear Anfield, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for the Champions League to get back. We will be in Florida for the first round of Champions League games, so we are going to be down with Tampa Bay, Liverpool Supporters Club, for the first round of the Champions League games. Very much looking forward to that. Jack's page said, did you see the state of Ederson's positioning on the Meadows goal? Yeah, I did, and strangely enough, Jack, it was actually pointed out to me by a Manchester City fan. Awful. Absolutely awful. If anyone doesn't know what Jack's talking about, go back and have a look at Spurs' first goal today. Ederson was shocking. His positioning, as Jack said, was absolutely awful. But you love to see it, don't you? You absolutely love to see it. And said, us Scousers and Irish are the exact same, both sound and welcoming. I would very much agree with that, mate. Very much cut from the same cloth. We need Alisson back, said Benjamin. We do. And he'll be back soon, mate. Don't worry about it. He'll be back soon. But if we can keep picking up the points, I've watched them all last season with Norwich, top player. Said Dodge76 with regards to Pookie. He is. He's a proper striker, isn't he? Liverpool versus City final, said Prez Salah. They won't get there, mate. They're not going to. Man City aren't winning the Champions League or getting to the final. Maybe I'm being very harsh towards them. Them and PSG, I just have no time for either of them, mate, and I don't wish them any success whatsoever. That's my thoughts on that anyway. Are they capable of getting there? Yeah, probably, but will they do it? Probably not. I hope not anyway. Yeah, I am that bitter. I just don't like Manchester City. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like a large percentage of their fans. I don't like the way they're going about things. And look, I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. But I in absolutely no way feel that there's a real rivalry with us and them. I just despise the club. I pointed out the tweet Mark said earlier on. They're basically, I'm riffing a little bit here, but they're basically just an oil-rich Wigan. That's all that they are. That's all that they ever will be. They have no class about them. I don't like the club. Fuck them is my answer to Manchester City. I can look at the likes of Manchester United, Arsenal, even Chelsea, who I don't like, but to a lesser extent can respect a bit more. Just my take on it. And I don't want this stream to be all about Manchester City. It should be about celebrating another Liverpool 3 points, even though I did start off singing at the start of it saying Varma Chameleon. Brian Kelly said, us Scousers and the Irish, two beings of loveliness. Couldn't have said it better, my friend. Could not have said it better. Craig Crosby said, Craig, do you think we'll be the favourites to win the Champions League? Nah, Manchester City will be. Same as last year and the year before. The fuckers do it every year. City will be favourites to win the Champions League and they won't do it. Same as the year before, mate, and the year before that. And we'll just go about our business and do what we do. City are cheating for sure, said Tyrone Williams. There's no rivalry because they've got no history. As a United fan, I will say that you're right, said Vicstar123. Vicstar, mate, as I've always said, I despise Manchester United with the fire of 1,000 suns. But I respect them. I respect their club. I respect their traditions. I respect their history. I respect their achievements. And I respect the genuine rivalry that has been built up over decades and decades. So there is a slight difference there. And I think you probably understand where I'm coming from, mate. What else we got? City have two rivals this year, us and VAR. James Hardy. Oh, get the VAR digs in. Keep them coming. Myself and Far Royal were having a fun little conversation actually on WhatsApp earlier on. Some little VAR puns going back and forth. So shout out to Far Royal. I hope you're well, buddy, if you're watching. I can't wait to meet up and say hello again in Florida next month. I had the pleasure of meeting Far Royal last year when my family were over in Florida on holidays in October. And we spent a day in Universal Studios with Far Royal and an absolute gent. And I'm very much looking forward to meeting him again. Club isn't publicising how long players are out for. Why give the opposition inside knowledge? I like that, Gonads. Yeah, good point. A few weeks. That's all Klopp said with regards to Alisson. Just a few weeks. 548 people watching, which is great for a nightly stream. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're with us for the first time, thank you. My name is Craig and I hope you're enjoying the stream. We do nightly streams of Liverpool content as well as watch-alongs of every game. If you are enjoying the stream, please do give us a thumbs up. It only takes a second, and hit that subscribe button as well. We marched past 21,500 subscribers today, ladies and gents, and it is only because of your support and your help, so thank you so much for that. It's our 4-ton truck, Tyrone, not the back of the peanut. Stop, mate, stop. You'll have me in stitches. I do love that film. Yeah, I do love that fucking film. Stop, mate. You'll have me laughing. As it stands, Brighton are on track for the Champions League, said Jack's page. That won't happen though, mate. See, Aguero and Pep had a Barney after being subbed. Yes, they did. And then the funnier part though, mate, was the little love-in after they thought they'd scored the winner between Pep and Aguero, and then computer says no. Yes, but I did see it. There was a bit of an altercation. Faisal said Joe Matip is so good that he's keeping Gomez out of the team. He's in there on merit, 100%. He's in there on merit, mate. I'm not going to disagree with you. He came in last season and had a phenomenal second half when Joe Gomez fractured his leg against Burnley. Yeah, no argument about it. I just think against Arsenal next week, I wonder if we might need the pace of Gomez in there. But either way, it's a very difficult call and I can absolutely understand either one. Malejo said, Craig, what's your thoughts on midfield in the 3 games? To be honest, I think we need a guy who can control the game. It's very difficult to talk about this in such a short time. But basically, I think with our midfield, Jurgen Klopp likes workhorses. Now, we will have that one front foot player, whether it be Naby Keita, whether it be Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it's about players that are going to put a shift in. They're going to run every damn yard in that midfield. A creativity will come from the front 3 and from the full backs as well. And you'll get a little bit from Henderson this year as well. I'm excited to see some of his passing. It's been very good, but we're not really a team that controls the game in midfield. It's not really the way we're set up to play. We're set up to attack quickly. We play a lot of long balls these days. A lot of long balls into open space. A lot of crossfield diagonal balls as well. We're just trying to exploit the space on the pitch, mate, especially when teams try to sit back against us. So there will be times where we dominate possession, yeah, and that's maybe the type of games where Klopp was talking about looking at Lallana in the 6 role. But all in all, unless we have a change of style, I don't really think that is what we need. That's just my opinion on it, though. And it is only that, a fan's opinion. I'm no expert. I get a lot of things wrong. And I love hearing other people's opinions as well, so keep them coming. This chair is squeaking like a motherfucker. I can't wait until I get that new beautiful bastard from Serendipity Furniture. Can't wait for that chair to come over. A little plug in there as well for Paul and Beth at Serendipity. Do go and check them out. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. New viewer all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. Ibrahim Rashid, how are you, sir? Welcome. Great to have you with us. Thank you so much. And thank you for the comment, buddy. It's great to know where people are watching from. Release the Dirk, said Gonads. What do I think of Coutinho going to Bayern? We called it, actually, mate, if you remember. Dave Henry and I had a chat a while back, and he said to me, keep an eye on this. I think there might be a little bit of interest in Felipe Coutinho from Bayern Munich. There was also interest in Paris Saint-Germain, but I don't know how many times Coutinho has to turn down Paris Saint-Germain before they realise he doesn't want to go and play for Paris Saint-Germain. It's a decent move. If he has to leave Barcelona, Bayern's probably a decent move for him. It'll give him a showcase. He'll get to play Champions League football. He'll get to get his confidence back. And if they make that move permanent, then so be it from his point of view. But it's a decent move for him. It's a shame that Barcelona didn't utilise him properly. That's what I'd say. I wonder if Barcelona changed their manager, if Coutinho might get that little role in behind the midfield, in behind perhaps Griezmann, Messi, Suarez. I just don't think they utilise him properly. But he made the decision. It's his bed. He has to go and lie in it. Is any point leaving Liverpool? Exactly. Why? Why leave a club? He was told, leave here. And, you don't know what will happen. Stay here. They'll build you a statue. Because he would have been idolised, as he was when he was here. Did Liverpool get the loan fee from Munich? No, mate. Why would we get a loan fee? Because we're owed money from Barcelona? I don't know how that works. Honestly, I have no idea the ins and outs of that transfer, how it might work. I'm sure there'll be a journalist somewhere that will have the info, Neil, but I just genuinely don't know, pal. Neil One said, I wish we got him back. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded him. I've got to be honest, I wouldn't have minded him at all, but there was no way Liverpool were going to pay in excess of 100 million for Coutinho. It just doesn't make sense. Wilson or Kent, who to keep if you had to pick one? If I had to pick one, Wilson, but I would probably sell both, if I'm being honest, domestic butler. Matip has better stats than VVD for the last 20 games, said Dodge 76. Stats are stats, though. It depends what stats you're looking at. I don't really speak about stats very often because I am absolutely not qualified to do it. I leave that to the likes of Paul Tompkins, Andrew Beasley, people who fully understand the ins and outs of statistics and how to use them. I don't. So I stay away from them, except for the very basic ones. An interesting stat today is that Manchester City dropped 2 points because of VAR. Unlucky! Fuck them. That's just a stat that I can definitely speak about with some authority. Any podcast coming? I haven't really thought about it, Casper, but you're right. I should get my finger out, mate, and get one sorted out. Cash actually messaged me yesterday, so yeah, I'll probably try and get Cash and Dave together in the next week or so, buddy, and get something out there. Thank you for the reminder. Never look back, said Tyrone Williams. I get that. I do get that, mate. The only time that I was really happy Liverpool went back, Rush was a little bit before my time when he came back from Juve, but When we brought Robbie Fowler back, when Rafa brought Robbie back, I thought it was a masterstroke. I was so happy to have him back. We got Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Shaqiri to fill Coutinho's boots, said Harry Williams. I know somebody said earlier on when I was saying that there may be an issue with Shaqiri and the manager, and I don't know if there is. I am not saying that there is. I'm just talking about the rumours that Shaqiri perhaps might want to move. And somebody said, but the manager bought him. That's absolutely spot on, but he was also bought at a bargain basement price, and we knew if it didn't work out that we could easily get our money back, or double or treble our money for him. So it will be interesting to see how it pans out. I hope Shaqiri stays. I think he's a very good squad player to have. And any player that leaves now is just going to weaken us because we can't add anybody back in. So Real Madrid linked with Mane. They've been linked with Mane every fucking window, mate. Real Madrid, Zinedine Zidane, Florentino Perez can fuck right off. Sadio Mane is going nowhere. Sadio Mane is a red, and Sadio Mane will be here for this season. Why would he go to a club that's a shambles at the minute, that in a role of desperation Dice brought Zinedine Zidane back in? It doesn't make sense. He's here. He's with the European champions. He's in a good place. Am I saying that he'll never go to Madrid? No. Can't say that with any authority, but what I can say is they ain't getting him this season, so they can fuck off. I'm wondering if I swear too much. I don't know. Somebody had a go at me for swearing earlier on, but it's how I naturally speak. Shaqiri for Pepe I wanted to press Salah. What does the headline mean? Sorry, I just joined. Klopp's mentality monsters. Oh, mentality monsters is what Klopp called us when we turned over the 3-0 deficit against Barcelona in the Champions League, and Paul Tompkins went and wrote a brilliant book about last season that he also entitled Mentality Monsters. So that's what I mean when I was using the phrase mentality monsters. It's a great phrase though. I love that Klopp came out with it, well into him. Pep kissed Aguero and then the goal got disallowed. Yeah, it's fucking great, isn't it? It's great. VAR is bad for good teams but good for bad teams, said Happily Eggs. Shaqiri for Havertz, a little wink wink, said Craig Adams. I don't know why I winked back there, mate. I seen a wink emoji and automatically winked. Real Madrid can't afford Mane this season. We wouldn't sell him. It's not that they can't afford him. We plain just wouldn't sell them. None of our front three were for sale this season. You could have come in and thrown any amount. They just weren't for sale. It wasn't happening. Next season, the end of this season, you never know. We'll look at that again when it happens. But going into this summer, we were told, it was put out there, Liverpool are not selling any other superstars. Trev LFC said, "You're a legend, Craig, a typical Liverpool fan. Love it." Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. You don't swear enough, said Paul Turner. I'll try my best to improve that going forward, mate. I will take your feedback on board. I don't know. It's a natural thing. It's just how I speak. I know it does. I know a lot of people don't like swearing, and I get it. But I'm not here to live their lives or your lives for you. All I can do is be me. And if people like the stream, they'll watch. If they don't like, hey, I fully get it, and they'll move on somewhere else. But I never swear to meaningly offend anybody unless they have a go. Then I'll absolutely tear them a new one. But when I swear, it's just because it's the way I talk. And I'm probably not intelligent enough to articulate my feelings properly. Mane will get bored playing in Spain, said UK lad. We're playing Arsenal at Anfield. Yes, Adrian, we are, mate. 5:30 next Saturday, buddy. I'm really looking forward to that game as well. Tyrone Williams said, the game against Barca shows how important a passionate crowd is to win games. It definitely played a part, Tyrone, mate. 100%. Just think back, like, no Firmino, no Salah, and Robbo goes out off injured, like, and we still do it. Absolute mentality monsters of the highest order. Dodge said, my wife thinks you do swear too much, especially when my 5-year-old is watching. That's your wife is fully entitled to her view, mate, and I respect her view. It is not my responsibility if your 5-year-old's around or not, though. That's down to you guys. But look, I respect your wife's opinion, but I'm not married to your wife. I'm married to my wife, and my wife knows I swear like a drunken sailor. I don't know what else to say, mate. You know I like you, so I'm trying to be, nice. But we'll move on anyway. Swear more. We need a non-swear box. You definitely swear too much, but we love it, said Tomas Kennedy. The Klopp now. I wonder if I could try and do one stream where I didn't swear at all. It won't be this one, clearly, but I might do it out of curiosity someday just to see if I can. Klopp never plays Shaqiri. There must be something wrong, said Kasper Hansen. I think... Look, I don't know anything. I mean, my own view is I have a sneaky suspicion there might be something. But once they're both professional about it and get on with their jobs, which I fully expect them to do, it's between what lots of stuff happens in dressing rooms and on training pitches, and they're both acting like thorough professionals as things are, and there may well be nothing wrong. So keep more of this, please. Just keep going. Guardiola is stressed, and it's only the second game of the season. Yeah, I would say he's pulling his hair out, but much like me, he's got none. Thoughts on Wilder versus Fury on Friday? What do you mean Wilder versus Fury? I'm confused, Dara. Isn't Wilder fighting Ortiz, as in Fury fighting Otto, whatever the hell his name is, that makey-uppy Swedish fighter that's absolutely just not worthy of fighting Fury? Mr. BS, I like that name, said it's part of the stream, the swearing. Yeah, it is. What shall we do with a drunken sailor, said K-Town Muslim. Just can't stop watching Liverpool game against Barcelona, said No Skill. Mate, I have watched that I don't know how many times, and I still get emotional, and I still well up, and I still want to go and kiss the screen when Trent takes that corner. Jamie Todd said Danny Ings had to time it to perfection. He sure did. Must admit that it was perfect, right place, right time. Yeah, he missed a sitter as well. Ings that could have very much ended up 2-2 today. He did miss a good opportunity. Dara said February 22nd. What's this? Have they announced the fight, Dara? Is it going to happen? If so, good fight. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and I'm backing Fury to get the win this time. Hey Craig, when do you think we'll get to see the likes of Brewster? Said Darshan. Hello Darshan, mate, and welcome in. I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? Now with the Premier League, we can only name 7 players on the bench, and that will limit opportunities for Ryan Brewster this season. In Europe, I think we can have a bigger bench, and you'll probably like to see him in and around matchday squads a little bit more, and doorbell. And if we go a couple up, then we'll probably see him introduced more. It's that horrible situation of we could have been, say, 3-0 up today, and if Brewster had been on the bench, Klopp might have given them minutes, but we also could have been 2-0 down, and then looking at the bench wanting more established players. So it's a very fine balancing act. And like yourself, I'm looking forward to seeing Brewster, but I've every faith that Klopp will introduce him at the right moment. Harry Williams said, would love to see Henderson lift the Premier League this season. Seen a few haters talking about him on Wednesday and today again. He don't deserve the hate. No, he doesn't, mate. You're right. He is a Champions League winning captain that will go down in Liverpool history. He is now also a Super Cup winning captain and deserves more respect than some give him. Is he the greatest Liverpool player of all time? No, far from it. He has some awful games and he has some amazing games, but he gives 100% for this club. He carries himself like a Liverpool Football Club captain. He does what's best for the football club. He does all the extra work that's required of somebody in his position, and I love Jordan Henderson. Even today when he came on, he couldn't be arsed going over for the armband to Van Dijk because there was more important things to be done, and that was making sure we seen out the game. And even that small little detail today told me everything I needed to know about Jordan Henderson and his attitude, and I love him. Peter O'Neill said, have you been impressed with Oxlade-Chamberlain? What do you think? Last season, absolutely. Against Chelsea in that unfamiliar position, not really. Today, yes, much more like the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that we know and love, but he's still getting there, and there's still more to come from him. I'd like to see him start against Arsenal. I think he'll have something to prove. I think the crowd will get behind him, and I think he'll have an absolute great game, but I love him. I do love him, mate. I'm so glad he's at the club. Every player misses a chance like Ings did. Yeah, they do. And I've lots of time for Danny Ings, Prez. I wish him the best with his career. And I'm just glad he did miss, to be fair. But Ingsy is a good player, and he will bang in goals. And I'm glad that if he was to miss that, it was against us today when we were 2-1 up. We need a new keeper. No, we don't. Keepers are sound, mate. And we're just unlucky that our first choice goalkeeper picked up calf injury, and that our second choice goalkeeper did exactly what our first choice goalkeeper did last year at one point as well. Happens to the best of them, mate. And we move on. Would I take Allison's or Allison Would I take the mistake from Adrian today in place of us lifting the Super Cup? No, I'm absolutely delighted he made that save in the penalty shootout and fucked up today. That's the way I would have wanted it, because it didn't affect today's result and we won the Super Cup. It happens. How much is Hendo worth? I've never thought about that. Genuinely never ever thought about that at all. It's a good question though. Taking his age into account, taking the fact that he's English into account, because there is pretty much an extra price on English players. 35 million maybe for Jordan Henderson. It is a very difficult one to put a number on though. Ings is a class player, said Liz. 90 million, said Adam. Did we chat about the pitch idiot who invaded and injured Adrian? No, we haven't chatted about him at all. It's a good point. Absolutely tucked him out of it like a bowling ball, didn't he, when he slid in? Look, Adrian was able to play today and that was good. But yeah, clowns. The security needs to be better. I mean, how far did he run, by the way, before he got from the side of the pitch all the way over to where the team were celebrating before Stewart got him down? That's the disturbing part. If I had to pick a player who was our weakness at the minute, who is it? The goalkeeper. And that's been hypercritical, because I don't expect Adrian to be the best goalkeeper in the world, because he's a backup keeper and he's also only just come into the squad. Matip, a little bit shaky at times. What I would say is, rather than picking a player, one thing that's frustrating me, and I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if I'm being too picky, but aerially we're excellent at the back. Van Dijk, Matip, winning loads of duels, but we can't pick out a player with a header. We cannot pick out a Liverpool player with a header, and it frustrates the shit out of me. It really drives me demented that our centre-backs are dominant in the air but can't pick out a Liverpool player. Has anybody else noticed that, or is this something I'm just completely inventing? What happened with Aguero and Pep? Right, so he was substituted for Gabriel Jesus. He wasn't happy. He came off. He had a bit of a confrontation, shall we say, with his manager. Then Manchester City thought they'd got the winner, and it was all hugs and kisses and joking and laughing and little words in each other's ears, and then all of a sudden it was ruled out with VAR, and I don't know what happened after that, because I was literally, and I'm not joking, on the floor of my sitting room laughing. Not joking, I was on the floor of my sitting room laughing when that happened. As I'm sure many Manchester City fans will be when it happens to Liverpool at some point this season. I will come around. But we got to enjoy these little moments when they happen. How much would you say Oxlade-Chamberlain is worth? I don't know. I know we bought him for 40 and it's a bargain. And Arsenal at the time, I remember Arsenal fans saying they robbed us and they mugged us off. I'm delighted to have him here. Stephen Booker said 42,300,000, 345,000 and 21p. Very precise. What is our defence? I don't know what you mean, Jordan. LFC, mate, sorry. I can't quite understand where you're coming from, buddy. How long is left on Hendo's contract? No idea. Somebody will know in the chat, because our subscribers are fucking amazing. Somebody will know how long's left on Hendo's contract. I don't, off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody could do a quick search for us, don't let us know. Aguero and Pep, I think you've probably just heard me go through it. Is Swifty? If you didn't, there was just a bit of an argument over a substitution. Farrell said I was driving in the car laughing my head off. Must have scared the traffic when the goal was pulled back. It's alright, buddy. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Whoopsies. I think everybody was laughing, said Mark Twiggins. Probably. It's I never even thought the VAR was going to come into it for that goal, if I'm being honest. I was more, when the corner was about to be taken, I turned around to my wife and I said, why the hell is what's his name? Oh, what's your man's name? Oh, I have to get the Spurs player's name now. It's doing my head in. 1 second, because this whole thing is pointless unless I remember the name of the player. Where is he? Nope, must have been a substitute. Yes, why was Oliver Skip marking Laporte? That's what I was wondering when the corner was coming in. It's such a mismatch aerially, Manchester City are going for right at the end of the game. Oliver Skip is, I don't know, he looks about 5'8", 5'9", and Laporte looks over 6 foot. Why was he marking him from that corner? So what happened was, Skip tracked him, ran over. A touch came, I thought it came from Laporte's head, and then fell. Gabriel Jesus did amazingly well, stuck it in the bottom corner, or stuck it in the corner, and Manchester City thought they won, and I was fuming at Oliver Skip and at Spurs defence for allowing Oliver Skip to be picking up Laporte. But then when we seen the replay, it hit off Laporte's hand, completely unintentional. I'm not in any way saying here that he handballed it, but the new rule that was brought in states that if a goal does come from any type of a handball, whether it be intentional or not, it will be ruled out. That is the rule. But I didn't notice it in real time. I didn't notice it at all. I thought Laporte had just got down, stuck a head in it and nodded it into Aguero's path. But that's why VAR is there, I suppose. Like Kante marking Van Dijk. It's odd, isn't it? It is odd. Like, why was Skip in the last couple of minutes of the game, when you've got a corner and their centre-back comes up, you have a player who was at least 5 or 6 inches smaller marking him. I didn't understand it. I was laughing. It was a handball. Only City fans saying it. Fuck him, Tony. You know what I mean, mate? Laporte is up there, one of the best defenders in the league. I really like Laporte. I think he's a very good defender. And when Manchester City signed him, I thought, oh, they're after going out there and getting themselves a good player. I'm actually shocked that they haven't replaced Company, if I'm being honest. I thought that was a mistake from their part. And what was with the t-shirts, by the way? Look, I know we've worn fucking t-shirts in support of Suarez before anyone has a go at us. But they were wearing t-shirts in support of Leroy Sané, who is out with an ACL, and I wish him a speedy recovery, of course. Never want to see a player injured, but Jesus, if Liverpool were wearing t-shirts when players were out with ACLs, we'd have never ended to play t-shirts at this point, wouldn't we? I just thought it was a little bit odd. I don't know. I thought it was a little bit forced. But as I said, we've done stupid shit with t-shirts, so, you know, I know we're there to be mocked for it as well. I think they were zonal marking. No, we absolutely tracked him and man-marked that run. He was touch tight, mate. He followed him, ran with him. It was... I don't know, as I said, Darshan, but either way, it was a mismatch. Peter O'Neill said Manchester City battered them. They do look good. Football's a funny old game. It is. It can be, mate. You're right. And I think Spurs had 3 chances in total in the game. One of them being a Harry Kane opportunity. Now, this was when I seen the last stat. It may have changed. One of them being a Harry Kane opportunity from, the halfway line that he tried to score, and the other 2 being the goals. And City absolutely battered them, but were wasteful in the final third, and that came back to haunt them. Want something to really laugh? Let's go back to the 08-09 season. Middlesbrough 8 and Manchester City 1. Exactly, Jamie. And then in came the shillings, and Manchester City changed. Liz said Hendo signed a 7-year contract in 2018. Did he? I don't remember Henderson signing a 7-year contract, Liz. Particularly when that would make him 35 or 36 when that contract was up. I don't know. Can anybody verify this one or tell me I'm right or wrong? I don't know if he did sign a 7-year deal. I mean, that would make him at least, I think, 35 when that contract is up. They did the same with Gundogan t-shirts, said JR6. Fair enough. If it's a thing that they do, it's a thing that they do. Just my own point of view, I thought it was a little bit strange. But look, if they're supporting their fellow players, who am I to mock them? Mane said he didn't have a holiday in 7 years, that his tiredness is in his head. What a guy. Or in your head. What a guy. Yeah, love him. Absolutely love Sadio. I'm expecting a huge season from him. I think he had 16 days off after Senegal got to the final of the AFCON. But yeah, a lot of these players aren't getting much break time. The successful ones, the ones that are at major tournaments with the countries as well. And next year, I think is there another Copa America next year? I believe that there is, which is strange. Joanne said Henderson's contracted to 2023, which makes more sense. A 5-year deal back in 2018, that would make more sense. He's contracted till June 2023. Yeah, so a lot of people saying the same thing. So there you go. Perfect. June 2023, so Hendo still has 4 years left. Great. I hope he sees them all out with the club. Still think Adrian for the Ballon d'Or, said Harry Williams. Sadio Mane should have won the AFCON. He disappointed me. To be fair, mate, he had a whole team around him. It wasn't his job single-handedly to go and win the AFCON. They didn't win it. I know he's a very proud Senegalese man and does a lot of great stuff for his country charity-wise as well, and no doubt it would have hurt him not to have won the AFCON, but I'm just glad he's a Liverpool player, mate, and I'm glad to have him at the club. And donated 200k to a school in Senegal. The man's a legend. He is, and I think he's built a school and a few other bits and pieces that I'm not exactly sure of, but he is an absolute superstar. As is Mohamed Salah as well, does fantastic things. Interesting Manchester City fact, almost 60% of their fans were once in Oasis, said Ishmael. Do you remember there was a time where Oasis were rumoured to be interested in buying Manchester City? Now this is going back many moons ago, and they even had the Manchester City shirt with Oasis on the front of it. I'm sure a lot of Oasis fans will remember that. Milner deserves a 5-year deal, said Craig Adams. Give Milner what he wants. Just give James Milner what he wants. Full on Terry Butcher today with that bandage around his head. Didn't think it was Milner's best game today, but what you always get from James Milner is 100% effort. And loads of people just pointing out that Henderson is contracted to 2023, so 5 years that deal would have been. But thank you to everyone for checking that up. Manchester City wankers deserve everything that they got, said Mark Twiggins. Any updates regarding the kit deal? There have been a few things, Louis, nothing official, so I have to state that, nothing official. But a lot of people are saying that Nike are the front runners. I've seen figures from 73 million up to 100 million a year mentioned. I've seen somebody mention that it's a 10-year deal, which I will be very nervy about signing a 10-year sponsorship deal, or kit manufacturer deal, sorry. Because football, the market moves so quickly. In 10 years' time, that could look like pittance. In 7 years' time, in 6 years' time. I don't know if this deal would have incremental increases in it, or if inflation in football moved on so much it would be looked at again. I don't know. But I do trust the club to make the right decision on it, as they have done from a financial perspective since FSG took over. We've moved on leaps and bounds on that. And I expect no different whatever this deal is. But if I was to put my money on the table, if I was going on the Football Index and trying to buy some shares in which kit manufacturer, which you can't do, but I just wanted to plug Football Index there. Link in the description below. Use AA and sign up. When the fun stops. Be gamble aware. I would say Nike, and I don't want it to be Nike. I absolutely don't want Nike to make Liverpool kits. I just think it's a bad fit. But if it makes sense financially for the club, then that's the most important thing. I just can see Nike coming in, the kit's getting even more expensive, and I just hope they're not bland, horrible kits that like a lot of the Nike kits are. We're a different club. We need somebody that understands that, and some of the little touches from New Balance, particularly on this kit here with the Bob Paisley's touches and stuff on it, I think New Balance have done a very good job, and I will be sad to see them go if they aren't our kit manufacturers for next season. But look, that's just a personal opinion on it. If I was to pick tomorrow and I was New Balance, give me Adidas back. And I know a lot of people hate Adidas, but I just want those retro kits. I want those 89, 90 candy kits with the Adidas badge on them. What did I think of Oxlade-Chamberlain's performance? Asked Dilbreen. I thought that it was much improved, mate, over his one of midweek. You could see he was more comfortable in the middle today, and he showed it in his performance. Now, it wasn't the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain of last season. Or the season before, I should say, it wasn't the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain when he signed from Arsenal before that injury against Roma, but he's getting there, and you can see he feels more comfortable in that role, and the more he plays, and I would expect him to start against Arsenal, I think we're just going to see him getting better and better, and I love him. I love having him at the club. I've said this time and time again, I also think he's one of the most media savvy footballers I've ever seen. We're probably under the skin of Pep and City. Love it, said Stephen Booker. Oh, we are, definitely. You can see it already. It's you love to see it as well, don't you? It's a thing of beauty. Right, ladies and gents, we have about 15 minutes left on tonight's stream. So if there's anything else you'd like to talk about, any more subjects, please do put it in the chat. I'll be back tomorrow anyway, so don't worry about that. We will have a stream tomorrow night at 9:30 as always. But as I said, still 15 minutes to go tonight, so keep your comments coming. Cape Town Muslim said the third kit looked good today. Yeah, we haven't had a chat at all about the kit, mate. That's a good point. What do we think of the third kit? Like it? Don't like it? I don't like it enough to buy it, if I'm being honest. I bought the training shirt, the third training shirt instead. But what do you guys think of the third kit? Do you like it? Somebody said to me during the game earlier on that they felt it clashed against the Southampton kit, which I didn't see. But look, we all have different vision. So I don't know. For me, I don't know about the third kit. I just can't decide. I just can't make my mind up on it. Don't we just love VAR, said Alex Rodriguez. Is it sometimes I say VAR, sometimes I say VAR? How weird is that? Although, I do say Adidas and Adidas as well, so I am a bit weird like that. I love the third kit. It's my favourite of the three that we have. So John Hamilton, this one's definitely my favourite. I absolutely love this kit. I really do. Romelu Lukaku got told by Inter he's fat, said Casper. Bit random, mate, but I don't know. They will have ways of measuring these things. They will do their checks, and I don't know. I'd be more worried about his first fucking touch if I was Inter Milan than his way. It's good, but the blue dots ruin the kit, said Louis. The third training kit, has anybody seen it or bought it, the AXA one? I think it's great. I bought it. I haven't wore it yet, actually. It's still sitting in my wardrobe because I don't think I can wear it on a stream because I think the blue will clash with the green screen, but I love it. I think it's a really, really smart training kit. Will we sign anybody in January? Asked Skipper Dog. I have no idea. I have no idea, pal. I think a lot will depend on how the land lies at that point in the season. But it won't be something that we do reactionary. I think everything that we do is planned 12 to 18 months in advance when it comes to transfers. Kyle Brown said, I got a red top on Wednesday. Nice one, buddy. Well in. I always purchase a black kit, although I do miss the green kits from my youth. The green and white chessboard kit from 96, the one that went with that lovely gold kit as well that we had that year, they were two of my favourite kits as well. I love those kits. Lukaku weighs 16 stone. That has to be... Does he really? I don't even weigh 16 stone. And I'm a fat fuck. Now, I'm not Romelu Lukaku's size and frame, granted, but Romelu Lukaku honestly weighs £224. That's a lot, if that's true. Now, I don't know if it is or not, but that is a lot for a professional footballer. I mean, 14 stone, 14 and a bit for his size and physique at the most. Wow, if that's true, somebody had a good summer. Colin Falvey said, Craig, I feel the club has missed the chance to sell a lot of the home goalkeepers jerseys. I can't find it in any stores. Yeah, mate, they absolutely underestimated how much people will love that shirt. I get you, and you're spot on. I ordered it the very first day it came out for my son Lucas, and was lucky to get it. And I know people had struggled to get it since. Myself and Connor actually got sent the goalkeepers kit by somebody as a bit of a freebie. Mine's a little bit too small, so it's sitting in my wardrobe, and I don't know whether to give it away or whether I should keep trying to lose weight with my fat ass and wear it. But I love it. I wish it fit me because I absolutely adore the kit. But do you know, I might just give it away at some point. It's a Chinese shirt, let's just say that. But yeah, I might give it away at some point. But it's a fucking gorgeous shirt, as you've said. There I go, swearing again. Nike or New Balance, said Casper. New Balance for me. I mean, Nike money. I mean, if it'll come down to money, and Nike will have deeper pockets, and Nike will probably be more beneficial to us. I think they might be able to pull a few more strings, maybe open a door or two to some professional relationship, shall we say. Gary Neville said Lukaku weighed 105 kilograms. You'll have to excuse me, even though we do use kilograms at times. I don't know what the conversion rate is for kilos. Can somebody convert that into old money for me? I've got the goalkeeper's kit. It's beautiful. Said Alex Rodriguez. It is sexy as hell, mate. You're right. It's gorgeous. I do look at my son in envy every time he has it. There's Mr. Crosby in the chat now. He's got the goalkeeper shirt. Do you like it, Mr. Crosby? So you can see Anfield Agenda in the chat there. That is Connor. Can I ask a question? Genuinely, hand on heart. Has anybody signed up for Football Index? I never thought of asking this. I've been doing a lot of plugging of it and stuff, but I've never asked if anybody signed up and used our link or our code. And if you have signed up, how did you find the app? How are you finding the purchases and the price of players on it? And I'd love some feedback, because I've said how much I like it, and I've used it for a year now. But I want to know if anybody else has signed up. Let us know if you used the code AA, what the process was like, and what your portfolio looks like, and who are you keeping an eye on. 19 stone. Is that right? 1.1 kilo is £2, right? So convert that for me. 105 kilo is £225, right? That's 16 stone. That makes sense. That's spot on, yeah? So whoever said 16 stone earlier on, £225, oh, you said roughly. Connor reckons it's 17 stone, which is too heavy. That is too heavy for a professional footballer. Even of Romelu Lukaku's size and physique, I reckon he should be about 14 stone maybe. Wow. John Cable said, Craig, I've been speaking to Paul at Serendipity Furniture and I'm going to save up and order one of those chairs, but in black and red instead of red and white. Ooh, that's very United-esque, John. That's very United-esque, mate. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to taking delivery of my chair from Serendipity Furniture. It has my name and the Liverpool logo on it, and or the Liverbird on it, I should say. And I can't wait. It is an absolute thing of beauty. And I can't wait to show it off when it arrives as well. And as always, massive love to Paul and Beth and Serendipity Furniture. And if you do go over to the guys and you're looking at the chair, don't forget they'll give you a £100 discount if you mention Anfield Agenda off the recommended retail price of the chair. Will Liverpool be looking at Danny Ceballos in the future? I don't know. He looks like a tidy footballer, Jamie. I don't know if Arsenal have... I know he's on loan from Raiola. I don't know if there's any potential or agreement in there to buy at the end of the season. I really don't know. But yeah, he looks like a tidy footballer. I'm very interested to see how he gets on in the Premier League this season. Benny said I did 5 months ago. That's not good to me though, Benny. I'm only joking, mate. Let me know what you think of it though, genuinely. Isn't it for UK only? It's UK and Ireland. I should point that out. Yes, Football Index, UK and Ireland only for sign up. I should have pointed that out, mate. That's my bad. Thank you. Craig Adams said thumbs up for Football Index. Good. I'm going to have a look at Kai Havertz, Craig. I'm sure it was you that told me to keep an eye on his price, and I didn't. Jamie Todd said, remember guys, it's AA, not AAA. Definitely isn't. Dybala's goal was literally football porn. Recommended checking it out today. Yeah, I will, Roberto. I haven't had a chance, mate, but yes, I definitely will. Connor said it's 17 stone according to Google. That's too heavy. I'm the one going on about Havertz. His price goes up all the time, said Craig Adams. Well then, if you've invested and bought shares in him, mate, then you must be doing quite well. I have to say I'm a little bit smug. My portfolio on Football Index is it's doing quite well. I do want to point out, as always, and be clear, Football Index is a gambling product. You know, it is real money we're talking about here. It is for 18 plus. Be gamble aware. When the fun stops. And gambleaware.org. Check that out if you want any further information. But yeah, as I said, there is a link in the description below. Use AA and sign up. Can I join a podcast? Asked Casper. I don't know, mate, but we can get you on a phone in after the game if you want to do that. That's definitely open to you, buddy. And we'll go from there, if that's okay, Casper. What else? Lukaku broke the scales. He can't run the length of himself. No, be nice, mate. I mean, who am I? It's like anybody off over their weight. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not a professional footballer. If he reported back at that weight, that is not good. John Cable said, not signed up to Football Index yet. I'm waiting till the end of the month when I get paid, and then I'm going to give it a look. Do and never, don't stretch yourself, mate. Make sure anything you do is a bit of fun. Player prices range from like 30 something, 20 something p right up until, I don't know what the highest price player is at the minute, but I imagine 12, 13, maybe even more than that. I said he was 16 stone. Inter Milan told him he needs to lose weight if he wanted to play. Yes, rightly so, to be fair. Would I take Asensio if the chance came up? It depends on the circumstances, Harry, and the amount for him. As a footballer, he looks like a good player, but there's been a lot of players at Real Madrid over the years, Isco being one of them, who we thought was going to break through and be a superstar. Definitely keep an eye on him, and he's somebody that has been tenuously linked to us for the past couple of windows. Fuck City, said Nice Day. 2-2 VAR strikes again, make it count next week against Arsenal. Prediction for Wolves United game. Is it at, I don't even know. Is it at Molineux or Old Trafford? It must be at Molineux because United were home last week. Draw? Maybe a 1-1 draw? Cape Town Muslim, what do you think? Is it time in Ireland the same as in England? It is, Hostel, yes, we do. We both use Greenwich Mean Time. Exactly the same time. Then when you get over to France, Spain and continental Europe, mate, they go an hour ahead of us, and then when you go as far as Turkey, it's a 2-hour difference. Tyrone Williams said Lukaku signed for United, enjoyed his wages instead of working on his footballing ability. Very disappointing to see. Yep, and Alexis Sanchez start making DVDs when he signed for United to take his 450 grand a week wage. Lukaku's first touch against Southampton was funny. Yeah, he's had some awful first touches, mate, to be fair. The NHS says Lukaku is obese. I think you were putting in his BMI, was it? Doing his BMI check. My pleasure, Hostel, mate. Always happy to answer. There's very few things in life I know the answer to, mate, but thankfully that was one of them. Who would I sign if I had the chance? Paul Pogba? No. Bernardo Silva or Eriksen? Silva, in a heartbeat of that list, mate. Bernardo Silva at Liverpool? Playing in the pocket, woo, man would do damage. Yeah, Bernardo Silva for me in that list, definitely. Jamie Todd said, Arsenal look dangerous. I like how they're playing under, or I like how they were under Wenger. It was attack. Under Emery, it's all about keep and hold, pass it around and wait for something to open up. Yeah, we're still going to beat them though, Jamie. We're still going to beat them, but they will improve this season. And they will improve under Unai Emery, who's a very good manager. Ivan Perisic joined Bayern already, did he? Remember United linked to him a few seasons ago under Jose Mourinho as well. They just couldn't get that deal over the line. 75 million and can't control a football or his eating. Oh, play nice. Happily exit. Oh, Craig, I'm so ill. My Gary glitter is like a shredded blood orange. The worst case of Eartha Kids ever. Ooh. I wish you well, mate. Happens to the best of us, mate. That's all I'll say. Just stay close to a toilet and keep a toilet roll handy. That's all I'm going to say. And make sure you drink plenty of liquids. How long is the stream going to be? We're going to finish it up, mate, in another 5 minutes or so. Just getting towards the end of it now. Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in the Premier League. Mix of Beckham, Scholes and Gerrard. He is a wonderful, wonderful footballer, Tyrone. As I said earlier on, he glides around the pitch, dictates games, pulls strings, and there's not much the man can't do. He is a very, very, very good footballer. First game on Match of the Day is City, said Michael Fleming. Well, that will be enjoyable, won't it? Coutinho definitely joining Bayern on loan. Should have never left, said Alex. Yeah, better fit for him than Paris Saint-Germain, though, I will say that. Put the bog roll in the fridge. Shout from Gonads there to look after your situation, shall we say. Right, look, I'm going to let this stream finish up and let everybody head off and watch Match of the Day, which I think a lot of people are going to do anyway. I will be back tomorrow night at 9:30 as always with the late night agenda. The Reds are top of the league as things stand. That could change tomorrow, but you know what won't? Manchester City won't be catching us any time over the next 24 hours. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget, check out Football Index. Use the code AA if you're signing up and use the link in the description below. As always, it's been a pleasure today. The Reds got the job done. It wasn't pretty at times, but it was about getting the result. Thank you to Conor Nibbler earlier on. Don't forget to go and check out his channel. Lots of love to all of you, ladies and gents. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll chat to you wonderful people tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds. I love you all.